My hair is so long now, it's out of frame. Alright, headed to work a little bit late, but it's for a good reason. That reason right there. I did post a vlog called Spanish Chick, and it's a story that is about a girlfriend I had in high school, and then how that has gone and intertwined in the last 20 years. And so it's a great story. I was going to do it in little pieces on the vlog, and I may still do that eventually, but what I'm trying to do is I think make it a bigger project, and I don't know, maybe test my hands at a documentary or something like that. And I have a buddy who has done them and who's kind of in the industry in California. Sup, Corey? And he likes the idea. Again, obviously it's execution and all that other stuff and how it turns out. He was able to take some raw footage from Jack's Mannequin, I believe is the group or band, and make a movie called Dear Jack. So check that out if you want. It's still out there. You can buy it on Amazon. But Corey's done some great stuff. Did tell the story, and I did it via voice memo and sent it to a few people. And I backed up my phone and everything, but for some reason, the cloud ate my awesome little story. So I think I'll start there today. Let me see if I can retell this story. We finally come up. We're on some crazy trips. The three of us, me, Corey, and Stuart. For some better light. The way into work was just so bright, it looked weird, so couldn't see anything. So how this started was we were coming back from this crazy trip where we may have hit Tijuana and some other places and we're exhausted. It's about, I don't know, midnight at this point, and we're driving through the desert, the middle of nowhere, like in New Mexico. And I think we'd had a crazy incident before. I'll tell that story maybe sometime too, about the keys getting locked in the car. But not to give too much away. But we're now in the middle of nowhere. We're driving through. There's like a moon out or something because we can see, but you know, just no one around us. The cars are maybe every 20, 30 miles. There's nothing. And so we're driving along, and all of a sudden, the lights start to flicker in the car. And you know, we don't know anything. We're just a bunch of suburbanite kids. We don't know anything about cars, so we're like, oh, it must be that. Well, we had so much stuff shoved into the outlets, you know, the cigarette outlet. We've got like a fuzz buster, we've got, you know, a portable CD player, Sony Discman or something like that, you know, plugged in there. And so we're sitting there going, hey, you know, it's probably that. So we unplug it, and I'll be honest, for a couple seconds or anything, or a couple minutes, it worked. It kind of, things came back and we were kind of driving along. So now it's dead silent. We're driving along. And then all of a sudden, all the dash lights go out, like completely, everything, but the car's still running. And so like headlights go out and everything too. And so now we're just driving along in the middle of nowhere in this dark moonlit night. And I guess, I mean, it's one of those, we could see the road, but you know, most people would pull over, but we're a bunch of college kids. So we kept going. We're like, well, you know, if we'll figure something out, or we'll get behind a truck and we'll just follow behind the truck until we get there. Well, we drive and drive and drive. And then we finally come across, this basically a gas station, and so we stop, we wait around, we fill up with you know, I think Corey got like 44 ounces of cappuccino and told him it was like a pop, so it was like 49 cents or something like that. So he's gonna get hepped up on cappuccino, and you know, Stuart and I are drinking, you know, Mountain Dews probably at the time. So we jump back in the car, turn it on, it works. We start heading out of town, and we get just outside of the town, where it's dark again, not many lights, street lights or anything. And all of a sudden, it happens again. The car lights go out, and then to top it off, the car starts to die. It won't really move anymore, and we're like, oh crap. So we pull into this like vacant lot, and we're kind of sitting there. And now we got out of the car. We're like, I guess we wait a little while longer to see if it works. Again, we don't know what's going on. We don't have cell phones. It's pre-cell phone time, so we don't really have a cell phone. So we're kind of waiting around, just like deciding what to do. And then kind of out of nowhere, we see these headlights coming toward us. And so we're like, hey, do we flag someone down, or, you know, hoof it back 10 miles to the gas station, or what are we going to do? And so this car pulls up, and it's this like old beat up Nova that's just had its better days, you know, in the past. It's got these big long antennas hanging off it, and like the super extended ones, and then it's kind of weirdly lit, like green lit on the inside, and we can barely see the person because it's all dirty and everything. The person pulls up and like rolls down the window and says, "Are you guys okay?" And we kind of say, "Yeah." And when we look, it's this like kind of weird looking lady, little creepy. I kind of view it as like, or kind of say it's like, it was like Large Marge from the Pee Wee Herman movie, if you know what I'm talking about. So Large Marge just pulls up, like not the Large Marge in the car, but Large Marge would change her face, like, you know. And so she's there now, and we're all kind of like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And she offers to give one of us a ride back to the gas station, at least make a call or figure something out. And so I don't know if I volunteered or if I drew the short straw mentally or whatever it was, but I'm the one that's going to go. So now I've got Stuart, who's not afraid of anything really, so he should have gone, right? A lot bigger guy, could have protected himself a little more than I could have. I was a scrawny little runt. And then we go and so I walk up to the car, and like she's like, "I'll give you a ride back to the gas station." So I open the door, and it's like one of those big, huge doors, you know, on a Nova, 2-door. And I jump in, and again, I told you it was like weirdly lit. So you're kind of like that alien feel going, like it's all green lit. It's really weird. So jump in, there's CBs everywhere, and that's part of it. There's like these bright green lights on the CB LCD displays, and or on the displays. And so we're you know, I get in and I like shut the door, and like right then I get this like weird feeling, like it just, things were weird. And now I'm in this car, I'm thinking in my brain, like, I'm now taken off from my two buddies alone in this car. Like, why aren't they with us? And I think it's because if you looked in the back of the car, there's crap everywhere. And when I was looking around and noticing there was stuff everywhere, literally there was like knives everywhere. Not like kitchen knives, I'm talking like big, huge buck knives and hunting knives and things. And it just made it even creepier that I'm jumping in this car with this oddly looking lady, and she starts taking off. It's brrr, you know, it's this old car, so it's kind of like muscle car sound, you know, whenever we try to take off. The CBs are squawking a little bit. She kind of jumps on there and says, like, hey, you know, I'll get back to you later, you know, and like clicks it down, hangs it on the thing. So we're kind of driving, you know, and it's things like, you know, the CB wires are swinging, and we're, you know, it's just a weird situation, right? Start talking a little bit, make some small talk, you know, we don't talk much, and just, you know, we get to the gas station. So we get there, I jump out and I say, hey, thank you so much. She goes, no, I'll wait and see if you're going to be okay or whatever. So, all right. So I run inside the gas station we're just at. I kind of ask around if there's anyone that knows anything about cars, kind of talk through it. The guy says, maybe it's your alternator. I said, all right. So I call my dad. Now it's the middle of the night. I think that's probably why I left, because my parents are the only parents I know that wouldn't get mad or think I was dying if I called them at 12 at night. They would just go, yeah? Thinking it's me. So I call, my dad picks up, yeah? I said, Dad, I'm going to run down the situation. You know, we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm at this gas station. The car's about 10 miles away. The lights went out, and then I'll kind of go through it. And then, you know, your parents, they're the ones that they're supposed to know all the answers, right? At least they think they have all the answers when they're trying to give you advice, right? Except when you need it. And then they kind of become normal people, and they're like, he's like, this is the response. I don't know. Maybe it's your alternator. Yeah, I know that. That's what the guy said. What should I do? I don't know. All right. Any more advice here? I don't know. Get a hotel room and take it to a shop tomorrow. Okay. Now, maybe not bad advice, because I did take it, you know. So I'm like, all right, I guess we'll go back. And like, I had a credit card that maybe had enough for a hotel room left on it, because it's college, right? And we'd just gone to Tijuana and all these places. So I go, and I get there, and I go back outside, and she's like, everything okay? And I said, well, yeah, you know, could you take me back? But I think we're going to just, you know, stay in the car tonight or hang out and figure it out. She said, okay, so she takes me back. Now here's where the lady goes from the devil woman to really sweet. So I'm in the car, and we look as we pull up, and Corey's like pacing back and forth. He's like really nervous, and like I think again, like Stuart doesn't care because he's just not care, but he's just not that guy. Get nervous about stuff. Corey's probably about ready to puke. He's freaking out, and I pull up, and he's like, I get out of the car and say like, thank you, and she takes off, and he's like, oh my God, we thought that she was the devil woman. We thought she was gonna kill you. And I'm like, well, thanks for letting me go with her then. So anyway, so that's kind of, but what I was saying is the lady was actually sweet. So before I got out of the car, and they didn't see this necessarily, she was actually really sweet. She said, hey, when you were in there in the gas station, I wrote down my address and my name. If you could just give me a call when you make it back home safely, it would just help me feel good about this whole situation. I was just like, so in reality, the devil woman was actually a little bit of an angel, kind of in disguise, helped these crazy boys out in college get to where they needed to go. And we locked up the car, took out the valuables, and we hoofed it about 2 miles, I think, to a gas station, or to, I think maybe the car turned over enough that we got to a Howard Johnson hotel down the street and spent the night. So that's my devil woman story. Hope you enjoyed it.
Said you'd call